I'm John Bittleston of Terrific Mentors International. I've been asked to talk to you about an overseas posting. You're sure to be offered one sooner or later. And I think the best way to do this is to tell you my story. I was offered an overseas posting by my parent company, RHM, back in 1977. And I was given the opportunity to go for 1 year to Singapore to get rid of 3 businesses. I personally doubted the wisdom of doing this, but it was the instruction I had. I also had the opportunity to see Singapore, and I'd never seen Asia at all in my lifetime by then, at least for a year. And I also had a sneaking suspicion that perhaps we shouldn't be getting rid of those businesses because I thought they were potentially quite profitable. My wife and I agreed, because we had young children. We had a lot of children, 5, and one of them was still quite young. She was 15. We agreed that she would stay at home. She had an old mother to look after as well. And I would go for a year, and I would come back 2 or 3 times to have a meeting with the family and a bit of a holiday. And it all seemed very sensible, and I went to Singapore. As soon as I got there, I realized that the businesses were capable of development, and I started to develop them. I was very lucky. Things went very well, and I developed quite a big business. And I stayed there for the next 11 years developing that business. And when my parent company decided to sell it, we sold it for 60 over times the amount they thought I was going to collect for the other 3 little businesses. So they were very happy about that. But I had now been away from my family for more than 10 years. Of course I went back. I went back for holidays. I went back for visits. I had to go to England 3 or 4 times a year for the parent company's needs anyway. And of course I kept in touch with them. We didn't have Zoom, remember then. We didn't have the internet, and we didn't have WhatsApp. We had the telephone, and that was about it. And we kept in touch as well we could, but it was never really quite enough. What did I find when I got to Singapore? I found, first of all, that I needed to learn a lot about Asia. And I asked the brother of Lee Kuan Yew to be my non-executive chairman. And he agreed to that. He was a lawyer. He was head of the legal firm Lee and Lee here. And we worked very well together for all these years. I found that I was very lonely to start with. Of course, I had colleagues here, and I indeed actually brought in more colleagues as time went by. But I was lonely, and that was a disappointment to me. I also found that I needed to immerse with the local population more than perhaps other colleagues had done in the past. The Brits had tended to remain Brits. They tended to stay in their clubs. They tended to stay away from the local scene. It wasn't very good for business. It wasn't very good for them either. And by the time I got there, it was the end of the 70s, and the people were mixing much more anyway. So the rules that I learned from this, you have to mix locally if you're going overseas. You have to believe in the purpose that you're there. You have to believe that the purpose is one that fits your career plan. And above all, you have to take care of your family. It's the family relationships that in the end do matter most. I'm sure you agree with that. Anyway, if you get the chance and you want to talk to me, and if I'm still around, because I'm 91 already, please give me a ring. Here are the details on my card. Goodbye.